Does talent alone make you a winning athlete? As a professional athlete myself, this topic is very interesting to me. There are so many aspects of being a champion athlete. Talent is definitely one of them. There's motivation and there's mental toughness, or as I like to think of it, mental smartness. Playing the game smart rather than playing the game fierce. I'm sure you've all heard the saying by Kevin Durant. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. But what does this saying mean? Hard work at what exactly? At an Olympic level, every elite athlete works hard physically, but mentally, lots of them fail. Mentally, most of them put in 20 times less effort than they would physically, even though mental training has been proven to be a very vital skill in obtaining athletic success. If at an Olympic Games, every athlete was given 10 chances to produce a gold medal jump or a gold medal routine, every athlete could produce their best routine ever. Every athlete could do what they came to the Olympic Games to do. However, they're only given one. Competition is defined as being given one chance to prove you're the best. At the Summer and Winter Olympic Games, athletes demonstrate that minute differences result in gold, silver, or bronze medals, or no medals at all. Such a small difference in performance leads to such a great difference in outcomes. Take a gymnast, for example. One tiny step on the beam the wrong way, and they've lost a fraction of a point. That is the difference between receiving a gold medal at an Olympic Games and 4th place. Swimmers, 1/100th of a second difference between touching the wall and receiving an Olympic gold medal or not receiving any at all. Small differences in actual performance result in big differences in the outcome. Most elite athletes and elite coaches agree that these differences are made between the ears. In some sports, such as golf and aerial skiing, 80 to 90% of differences between the top athletes are mental. That means 10% of what makes them different is only physical. This shows that mental skills training is critical to athletic success. PTS builds mental skills, the ability to focus, the ability to make a game-winning plan and stick to it in the moment. Competition is a process. It is a learnt social process. Just like learning any other skill, you need to work at this skill to become good at it, just like you would practicing a golf swing or a gymnastics move. There are so many elements to PTS. However, I believe that concentration and focus are arguably the most important skill you could learn during PTS training. Connecting concentration to optimal performance is why we instill these PTS training tools. Task-orientated attentional focus rather than worrying about the future outcomes is why this is so important. Cutting out all unnecessary thoughts during performance and concentrating only on the process of achieving what you want to achieve. Cutting out all unnecessary thoughts and concentrating on the process of performing what you need to perform in order to achieve success. Donovan Bailey, the 100-metre Olympic world champion, stated this of his world championship race. I was not thinking about world records or times. If I think about times in my event, I screw up. All I was thinking about was my start, getting the start right, thinking about the things I could control, and doing those right. I really like this quote. It shows that thoughts of glory or of results take away from thinking about what you need to do to achieve such things. It takes thoughts away from the process, thinking about the controlled, and focusing on doing what you know you need to do to perform your best. As an elite athlete, I can personally relate to this. I had a very similar experience in my time. As a junior athlete learning how to compete for the first time, I often thought about landing my jumps. I often thought about what it would mean to land and win the competition. As I would do the jumps, thinking about these things, of course I failed to land. Because it's more than landing. The landing is the most important part in aerial skiing. However, if that's what you think about, it's really hard to do. In order to land a jump in aerial skiing, you need to put your body in the right position to land. In order to put your body in the right position to land, you need to put your body in the perfect takeoff shape to then put yourself in the right position in the air. For me, I had to change the way I thought about competing. I had to think instead only about my takeoff, about putting my body in the right position that would then allow me to land the jump. Once I had mastered this, landing became easy in competition and I didn't stress about it anymore. Standing at the top of the in-run, staring down at the jump, all I ever think about now is takeoff. Takeoff is the most important thing. If I get that right, the rest will fall into place. Just as I had to with my aero skiing career, there are ways to practice and improve on your PTS training. There's many things you can do to be better in competition than you already are, to gain that mental edge over your competitors. There's simulation in practice, giving yourself a practice competition every now and then and feeling those emotions that you would feel in a real competition, focusing on the important process of competing rather than the outcomes. There's cue words. For me, my personal cue words is take off, back and tight. In soccer, it might be kick straight. Establishing routines. Doing the same thing in every competition is important. If you change what you do, you don't necessarily know what works right. As I stated before, at an Olympic and World Championship level, all athletes are physically talented. The margin between their talent is so small that the best way to gain an edge in the competition is to improve on your mental skills training, to get a mental edge over the competition. Personally, I don't believe talent overrules everything. I don't believe the most talented player on the field is necessarily the winner. I believe the winner on any Olympic or World Championship stage is the one who has the greatest mental strength, the one who can apply their PTS training skills to a competition. The winner will be a mentally tough, mentally smart athlete.